So if you're going to have a relationship with anybody, you got to say to yourself today, I know there's going to be days when I'm going to get hurt. That's not a bad confession. That's reality. How many of you have ever gotten hurt in a relationship? How many of you have a perfect relationship where you just there's never anything, How many found the perfect church, the perfect job, the perfect friend, the perfect neighbor? Yeah, well, perfect hasn't showed up yet, and when it does, it'll be Jesus. Amen? See, I've made a decision. I'm not going to live angry. I will not live angry. I will not live bitter. I will not be resentful. And it's very important when somebody hurts you that you navigate that in such a way where when you come out of it, your heart is good. Where your heart is not hard. Where you don't taste that bitterness in you. After my father abused me for all the years that he did, and that word, I've kind of decided when I say my father abused me, people, you don't get it because we hear that word all the time now. That's a word that we hear absolutely all the time. Abuse, 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 abuse. And so we don't realize the devastation of it. So certainly not to be ugly or to be unkind. I want to tell you what I realized he really did to me. Over and over and over, my father raped me. Actually, I've been able to count the times because I know when he did it on a systematic basis, certain days every week, about 200 times. And I hated him when I got away from him. I had a hard heart, and that hardness came out of me toward other people. Now look at me, I'm going to tell you something that sounds impossible. As God has taught me about the power of forgiveness and made me more and more willing to do it, I finally was able to totally forgive him. I forgave him a little bit in the beginning, and then maybe a little bit more later on when I learned more about Jesus. And then I finally got to the point where I was able to totally forgive him, and hopefully I'll get time to tell you a little bit more about that. And I don't know how to explain this to you, but I can stand here and tell you, for years I said, if only that wouldn't have happened to me, if that wouldn't have happened to me. You know what? And I know it's going to sound crazy. I cannot even say anymore that I'm sorry that it happened to me. You know why? Because I know that God took that thing that Satan meant for harm, and he has worked such a good thing in my life. I'm honestly telling you, not only has he done something good for me, but in doing the amazing thing that he's done in me, for letting me navigate that and come out with a good heart. Yes. Now I'm able to help other people, multitudes of other people, and it scares me to think where I might have been. Sitting somewhere, bitter, resentful, married 6, 7, 8 times, having a bunch of messed up kids because I kept messing them up. And as it is, we've got a great family, 4 grown children, all married, wonderful son-in-laws and daughter-in-laws, 10 great grandchildren. We're traveling the globe, preaching the gospel, helping people all over the world. And all it cost me was just a being willing to go beyond how I felt, which was painful, and do what God told me to do.